Hello everyone, it's BERNINA Jeff here at High Fashion Sewing Machines in Grand Junction, Colorado. I am not an employee of BERNINA of America. I own a BERNINA dealership in this small western Colorado town, and I have made several videos to help you keep sewing. Today is on the 1010 Maindrive sync failed restart machine. I've done a couple videos on this in the past. It's time to refresh this one. I have the additional error code numbers to help you get through these too. So when you start your machine up and it gives you this screen that says 1010 Maindrive sync failed, it is because the main shaft of this machine cannot turn and find its home base. Every time you turn the machine on, the motor turns the main shaft looking for the home base of it, and if it can't find the main starting point, it comes up with this error, and it just usually says restart machine. I get calls on this every week, and it usually happens right after a customer they tell me, I just cleaned out the bobbin and bobbin case and turned the machine on and I get this. What do I do? So the first thing I talk them through is, first off, it's not a big deal. This is just a safety device. It's like a warning light coming on in your car telling you to change the oil. This did not destroy the machine or wreck the machine in any way. It just tells you need to do something. So I walk them through. I say, take the bobbin case out, okay? Now open up the race cover, which is this black ring. Now pull out the hook. What had happened is probably when they were resetting this all in, it got in a little crooked and the machine could not turn the main shaft, and it's going to give you this blue screen error. It'll actually be whatever background your machine is set in. So now I am going to turn the machine off, turn it back on, and with the part still out, we are going to see if the top starts up again. So we will know in a second. If you notice, I got some new things on here. I have a knob protector, so if you travel, this protects the knobs. I have a winder protector. These come in white, black, red, purple, and aqua. And the newest product I have is this stylus holder. This just came in this week. It sticks on anywhere on your machine, and like the magnet on the side, my stylus is on the ground half the time. So I have a successful restart, and now I can go ahead and reinstall the parts in the hook area. But while it's out, you really need to take a look at the inside of the hook. This is called a 9 hook, and inside here is a center shaft, but on each side of the center shaft are little pads that you need to oil. I use my long-tipped red-capped oil. People will call me saying, well, my oil has turned a little amber, a little colored. It wasn't as clear. That's okay. That's just the nature of this particular oil, and it's probably good for 5 to 10 years. I check the viscosity of it by turning it upside down, and if it is nice and fluid and such, it is still good to use. So I'm going to go ahead and oil these pads in here. This needs to be done on a weekly basis, if not more often. When this spins, centrifugal force pushes this oil out to the edge of these little holes here, and it oils the inside of the hook driver. So that's very important to oil. And I just give it small little squeezes until the oil starts not absorbing anymore. So as long as it's still absorbing, I give it a little squeeze. It doesn't need to be swimming in there, but this will help keep your hook lubricated so it doesn't destroy. This is called a guideway inside here that holds this hook, and if this outside edge of the hook and the guideway get super dry, especially when you're embroidering freestanding lace, your thread will get brown or a tan color, and you've destroyed the guideway and the hook. So it's very important to keep these lubricated, especially when you're doing embroidery. I've never seen it happen with normal sewing, but when you embroider and you're going for hours, you need to stop and oil this thing every hour and a half or so to keep from destroying that guideway. So here's what I call the baby carriage method of putting this back in. Inside here, inside the bobbin area, see if we can see it real well, there are a center silver and a dot. So I rotate that dot with my hand wheel till it's straight downward, right at 6 o'clock. Then there's a hole in your hook, and you put that with the whole side up, pointing straight away from you. And you put it right on this black circle guy. This is called the race cover, and just carriage it up there. And sometimes it snaps right in. It didn't snap right in there, so I reach my hand over and I rock the hand wheel about a quarter turn one way and a quarter turn the other way, and then you'll find that it snaps right in. You know it snapped in because there's a very strong magnet to hold it in. This is where most people would just close everything up and they would get the main sync error again because it could not turn. And I'm going to show you another trick. So when this is closed, put your bobbin case back in. When you put your bobbin case back in, this can go in crooked too. I love using a two-thumb method, a thumb at 2 and 10. Well, what is it? 2 and 8. Let's call that. 2 o'clock on the right thumb, 8 o'clock on the left thumb, and push straight in. And you'll hear a distinctive click. Now, before I close anything up, I reach over here and turn the hand wheel and make sure it will rotate freely all the way around. This way, when you turn the machine on, you will not get a main sync 1010 error. So keep watching all the way through. There are other errors that come up, and I'm going to go through each number of these, and down in the description below, I will have them listed out of what the errors mean. This isn't listed anywhere in your manual. It's something that I got through Bernina, and hopefully this will be helpful to get you through your sewing project, keep you sewing. So if you turn your machine on and you get a blue screen error and it says root cause of, okay, it says error 1000, main drive sync failed, depress and release threader, then restart machine. So if you get an error 1000, it means that somehow this threader device was partway down and it told the machine that it cannot start because that's not in the right home. So make sure that's pushed all the way up. All right, now if you get error number 1001, this is the thread cutter button. So if your thread cutter button is right here on the screen or on the front of your machine, and if that's depressed while you turn the machine on, you're going to get the screen error. I've actually seen this button pushed on one corner and it got stuck down. And I also seen a piece of fingernail caught between the machine and the button, which caused the button to be continuously depressed. So check that out. Now there is another one that is called error 1002, and same thing, the needle up, needle down button up here was depressed when you started the machine. So that's telling the machine it can't go any further. And if you get error 1003, it is the start stop button is stuck. So this particular green button was stuck in. If you get error 1004, it is after the machine is started, it runs at full speed for a moment, then stops, error message. This means that either the PCB position, cables, or something inside is wrong. If you get a 1004, you're going to need to send it to your dealer to have that checked out. It's going to be scary because it just starts up running. And you have a 1005. That is a machine is started, no reference drive, error message display. This means that the positioning is not working. It's another fault. If you get a 1005, you're going to need to bring that one in. And then we just went through 1010, the main drive sync failed. That just means that there was a bind in the machine. 9 times out of 10, it's down in the hook area. It could be there's a whole bunch of thread. I actually pulled off the handle and found a whole spool of thread wound up in there. So these guys the hand wheel are fairly fragile in there. So they're not designed to put two hands on there and crank really hard. And if you have to do that, there's something the matter with your machine, and you should take that in, take a look at it by your dealer. So I hope this really helps. You got some new gadgets to check out on my Shopify. I have this nice little scissors thing, and if you've got reading glasses, you can put those on a little hook there. So just a good way to customize your machine, make it more functional. I've even added the thread cutter holder, so when you use your needle threader, you bring your thread and it cuts and holds it there. So if you're having trouble threading your needle, this is a great addition to your machine. So this has been Bernina Jeff, also known as Sotec Jeff. Check out my Shopify. It is bernina-jeff.myshopify.com. And you can call the shop if you'd like to talk to a real person. We're glad to take your order over the phone. That's 970-256-1293. Call after 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Or you can check out, send me a message on my email. It's jpvlefty@aol.com. All the information can be checked in the description below this video. So please subscribe and watch lots of my videos. It helps me out a ton. Thank you.